Hello, and welcome to this extra sunshiny edition of KidTime StoryTime. Hit it! You are the sunshine of my life. Let the sun shine in. Let the sun shine in. Here comes the sun. It's alright. La 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 la. I'm walking on sunshine. Yeah, yeah. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sunrise. Oops. Sunset. Sunrise. Sunset. I'm gonna soak up the sun. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. And that was our musical presentation proving that the sun is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, because otherwise, why would so many people write so many songs about it? Also, good job with keeping on singing even though your sunglasses fell off.
Well, StoryTeller always told me that the show must go on.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They did a great job. Bravo, bravo, Doug the Dinosaur and Green Bear. And now, proving that the sun is kind of a big deal, the sun himself is going to tell you about why he's the bomb.com. By the way, his glasses look a lot like Green Bear's. So, let's see. Scholastic is old. Manners! Oh, Scholastic, because they're saying, Scholastic's been around since 1920, and they're like, ew, it's old. Funny, this is going to be a quick one. And here's the sun, and here's the earth giving a prize to the sun. Now, all of the planets and the sun, they live together in the solar system like one big happy family. The sun is our solar system's very own star. I know, you think about the stars as being the little twinkly things in the night, but the sun is the biggest star of all. Seriously, the sun is an actual star. It's the only star in our solar system, and it sits right in the center, holding everything together with its amazing pull. Everyone, like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter.
Could I have your autograph? It's from my moon, Callisto,
and there's Saturn and Uranus and Neptune. So what's in the solar system besides the sun and the planets? Well, then we have fascinating things like dwarf planets. There's 5 rocky bodies that are dwarf planets. Pluto now falls into that category, although there's always a debate about Pluto. Is it a full planet? Is it a dwarf planet? There are asteroids. Choo, choo, choo! All the big disaster movies include asteroids, small rocky objects that move around between Mars and Jupiter in the asteroid belt, which is very fashionable. Meteors, streaks of light, choo, created when pieces of space rock, which sounds incredibly great and like a name for a band, space rock, or metal speed into Earth's atmosphere. If you see a shooting star, that's actually a meteor. Ooh, good little fun factoid to know. And then there's the comets. Those are icy rocks that shoot through space and leave a trail of gas and dust. And finally, aliens. Well, okay, maybe not, but we're always looking for them. Oh, hey, guess what? Our solar system is just one of many solar systems that exist. A galaxy is a group made up of billions of solar systems. Now, our galaxy specifically is called the Milky Way. And there are billions of galaxies out there. And together they make up the universe. The Milky Way. We just might be the most delicious solar system of them all. The sun is the biggest thing in the solar system. It's even bigger than the Earth. Way bigger, like way, way bigger, like over 1 million times bigger.
Ow, 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 it burns. This is why I keep my distance.
Yeah. Best to stay back a little. Otherwise, eternal summer. And we love summer, but not quite as summery as it would get getting closer. There are much bigger stars than the sun, but all the other stars you really see are really far away. Really? The other stars are in totally different solar systems and have their own planets. So they have their own thing going on over there. I don't know if they have a KidTime StoryTime. You know what? they do not. I have decided that we are one in a million galaxies. Earth is the third planet away from the sun. There was even a comedy on TV once upon a time called Third Rock from the Sun, because it was aliens who came to planet Earth, which was the third planet from the sun. Now remember Earth, you know, that little planet where everyone you know and love happens to live? That one. Now there's Mercury. I'm the baby. There's Venus. I'm the hottest planet. There's Earth. I have cats. Okay, so Earth is like the cat lady of the universe. There's Mars. Did someone lose a rover? Yeah. There's Jupiter. I'm gassy. There's Saturn. Hula hoop champion. There's Uranus. I see sideways. And there's Neptune. It's cold out here. And then there's Pluto. Yeah, Pluto barely made the page. I'm sorry, Pluto. I'm still here, guys. I know, I'm so sorry that I left you off the page. You know, Pluto used to be a planet, but scientists decided it didn't quite fit the definition. The better our equipment gets to look into outer space, the more detail they were able to see, and decided it didn't quite fit the definition of a planet. So now it's a dwarf planet. Sorry, Pluto. But you're still with us. We still love you, and we still have a dog named after you. It's pretty famous. The planets move around the sun like a big racetrack. On your mark, get set, go! A big racetrack in space. Each planet has its own special path, like a running path, that it follows, and it's called the orbit. Now, some planets are faster than others, like people, but each one stays in its lane. I really feel like I have to go farther than you guys. Poor Neptune, he does. That's why he's so cold. He's so far away from the sun. Oh, and there's Pluto just sitting it out. Poor little guy. And away we go. Now, it takes Earth, you know, home planet Earth, a whole year to go all the way around the sun. So on January 1st, Happy New Year! So it has to go all the way around. Do you know how many times you have been around the sun? Hint, how old are you? That's right, every year is a trip around the sun. So you'll sometimes hear people say that for their birthday. Another trip around the sun, one full year. So however old you are is how many trips around the sun you have taken. Now, what is the moon doing around all year long? Well, while the Earth is going around the sun, the moon, our moon, is spinning around the Earth. The moon goes around Earth 12 or 13 times a year. That's about once a month, and it depends on where the moon is in its cycle. Depending on where it is in the cycle of going around, we might only see part of it, like the part that looks like just a smile, you know, or the full moon, or a half moon. Depends on where the shadow is resting on the moon. Now, the sun never stops working. Busy, busy, busy. It does a ton of important jobs for Earth. And in fact, we would not be around without the sun. Or are you sure you need all of this from me? Yes, every second of every day, please and thank you. Why is Earth so important? 2 words, plants and animals. That's 3 words. Still waiting on that autograph. Hey, what's this line for anyway? Because you all need to have a need fulfilled by the sun. Now, the sun gives us light so we can see. But it takes about 8 minutes for the light to get to us because the sun is actually so far away. It's totally worth the wait, though. Totally. Earth spins around in a full circle every day, day to night, day to night. Day to night, day to night. Hi again. How was your night? Oh, pretty good. I slept like a log. That is why when it's nighttime for you, it's daytime on the other side of the world. See, because it's spinning, spinning, spinning. So you get the light side, the sunny side, and then you get the shady dark side. Oh, hey, guess what? As one side of Earth spins away from the sun, it looks like the sun is setting there and it becomes night. As that side of the Earth spins back towards the sun, it looks like the sun is rising and you guessed it, breakfast, or as I like to call it, waffle time. Now, the sun is always there, even when you can't see it. I know, think about that. You look up and you think, where's the sun? Where is it gone? But it's not gone anywhere.
What? You didn't go on vacation?
No, it does not go on vacation.
See, when the sun is not out, I go, hey sun, where are you, sun? But really, it's still there? It's just hiding?
Exactly what's happening.
Wow.
Sometimes it looks dark outside during the day because the sun is just covered by the clouds, but there it is. Hey, move it, clouds. I was making shadow puppets. Now, once in a while, it gets dark in the daytime because the moon gets in the sun's way. Hey, guys, look what I can do. Yes, we're very impressed. Now keep moving. Now when the moon gets in front of the sun, that's called a solar eclipse. The moon is eclipsing the sun, meaning it's covering it up, and it becomes night in the middle of the day. It's the most incredible thing, but it only lasts for a little while, and then boom, it keeps moving because everything keeps moving out there. Moving. Keeping us warm is another really important part of the sun's job. Nice and toasty. Now, the sun is way hotter than you can even imagine. Way hotter than fire. Its temperature reaches millions of degrees at the center. But at that point, who's counting? Now, some places on Earth are warmer than others. Now, the parts of the Earth, as you can probably imagine, the parts closest to the equator are the warmest. You're going to learn about the equator. That's basically like the the Earth's fat center. Now, the parts closest of the Earth, closest to the equator, are the warmest. And the parts closest to the North and South Pole, like where Santa lives, where penguins live, those are the coldest. Oh, hey, guess what? See that red line around the middle of the Earth? It's an imaginary line people invented called the equator. No, that's right. It's just an invented line. There's no actual line. But it separates the top and the bottom halves of the Earth. And that affects a lot of things. So now we know it's colder near the poles of the Earth and warmer near the equator by the imaginary, belt. But why? Well, the parts of the Earth near the equator, our lovely belt, are getting the sun's heat straight on because of the angle, right there. Now, the North and South poles are getting the same amount of sunlight, but it gets spread out over a bigger area. So, since these places have to share the sun's heat, they don't get quite as warm. It disperses more. South Pole, less direct sun. North Pole, less direct sun. Equator, more direct sun. So whenever you talk about going to the equator, dress lightly. While Earth is moving around the sun, doing its thing, listening to music on its floaty, like, oh, happy summer, everyone! And it's all like having a good time. It is spinning on a tilt. It's not like this, it's like that. So that's why we have seasons now. Oh, this is so complicated, I know. But stay with me. 4 seasons, right? You know what they are. Summer, spring, winter, and fall. That's what they are. But in order, spring, summer, fall, and winter. Now, because of the Earth's tilt, the top half and the bottom half of the world experience seasons at different times. Remember that imaginary belt, the equator, the hot zone? If you're tilting towards the sun, it's your summer. That means the top half above the equator is getting winter, and then vice versa. That's right. Those little tilts make that much of a difference between summer and winter. So, when the bottom half of the Earth is tilted towards the sun, summertime. That means the top half, it's winter there. Got it? Got it. What do you mean it's winter? Yep, it's winter. You're tilting away from the sun. Now, the sun's work, it's just never done. Every day. The sun also has an important job in the water cycle. Here we go. Is that the cutest rain droplets you have ever seen? Yes. Here we have condensation, which is in the clouds, and that turns into precipitation, which we like to call rain. And then there's evaporation, which is just, humidity when it's sticky outside. So what happens during the water cycle? Evaporation, heat from the sun, causes water to mix with air, turning into vapor. That's called evaporation. I'm floating. Then in condensation, all the vapors gather together and they decide to form a club cloud, and that's called condensation. And now precipitation, I'm leaking. We sprung a leak and we're back. The water that originally started water and condensed and became a cloud, and then it escapes and makes a getaway. Woohoo! becomes water, sprinkling down upon our rivers, our beaches, our gardens, our flowers, our trees, our lakes. The water cycle, obviously super important, but especially for the plants, because the plants need water and sunlight for photosynthesis. Whoa! Such a big word, but it's a really big job. So, what can I do for you today?
Oh, I would love a little photosynthesis, please.
Coming right up. I totally love dirt. Dirt is awesome. Oh, I love it. What do I owe you? Oxygen. You got it. So photosynthesis is when a plant uses light from the sun and water bloop, 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 from the water cycle, and then the carbon dioxide floating around in the air to make food for energy to help it grow from little thing to medium thing to big grown leafy thing. And then once they're big grown, full grown and leafy and they go through their photosynthesis, they make oxygen. That's what animals and StoryTeller needs to breathe. And you just take a deep breath. You know what you just did? You just breathed in a whole lot of that oxygen. So oxygen doesn't taste like anything, but it's always there. We obviously can't live without it because we have to breathe. If the sun wasn't helping out with photosynthesis, we wouldn't have oxygen. So you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the oxygen. So, in conclusion, the sun is pretty great. It's always around, keeping the whole solar system together. It gives us light, it keeps us warm, it brings us rain, and grows plants to produce the oxygen we breathe, which is all the time. It's such a big part of our lives that we wouldn't be able to live without it. The sun works really hard to help us out, and that's kind of a big deal, you guys. And then the back gives us a glossary of solar system stars and suns and planets and photosynthesis and galaxies. And man, if you want to be a serious sunhead, you gotta soak up all this incredible information. Planets, they're just like us. That's right. We've got the inside scoop from the sun, the up and coming star of the Milky Way. Oh, I love this interview. First of all, congratulations. You've been on fire lately. Well, not on fire exactly, but I do run pretty hot. I'm about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, 15 million degrees Celsius at my core. Your rise to fame has been a long time coming, son. How long have you been in the business? Oh, more than 4.5 billion years. It's a normal day. Where do you find yourself? At the center of the solar system, surrounded by my 8 planets and 5 dwarf planets. Oh, it's a family kind of son. So tell us something that your friends may not know about you. I'm technically a yellow dwarf star, but that doesn't mean I'm small. No. I'm about 2.7 million miles around. Well, thank you for chatting with us, son. It's nice to meet a star that's so down to earth. Anything for the fans. Ah, yes, the fans, which is basically, I would say all of us, since we're all about the sun. Yeah, that definitely shows that the sun is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, man, all that photosynthesizing.
Yes, and the growing of the plants.
And the warm stuff.
And the cold stuff.
And the starry stuff.
And the spinning comedy things from all the disaster movies. But that's not real, right?
Well, it's real, but those movies, that's not real. So you don't have to worry. Although, I know you're kind of a worrier.
Maybe I should not think about the comets right now. I'm gonna think about the warm sunshine and the soft rays.
Yeah. When I think about the sun, I often don't think about the rainy parts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you think that the clouds are a totally different matter.
Yeah, which they kind of are, but I mean, the clouds wouldn't be the clouds if it wasn't the sun that was sending all that extra watery stuff their way and the condensation and stuff.
Exactly. I would like to read the back of the book later on so I can become more knowledgeable about scientific matters because I want to.
That sounds cool to me too. I'll totally read with you.
Cool, cool. Okay, so now you know why the sun is a big deal.
The sun is totally a super duper big deal. Even more super than superheroes.
Yes, yes.
And thank you for joining us on this very bright, sunshiny Kid Time Story Time.
See you next time.